Hi everyone, Joe here. How are you? Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, my name is Joe and I have a wife named Marianne and we do a lot of seasonal decorating. So before I go any further, if you like Christmas decorations or any kind of seasonal decorating, please consider subscribing to my channel. Put on the notification bell so you won't miss anything that I'm planning to do. Today, for those of you who caught the first part in my series, I'm working on a room that I've entitled Mrs. Claus's Ladies Parlor or Mrs. Claus's She Shed. And today I did the window treatments in the part one of the video. And today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be working on the mantle in here. So as you can see, I've cleared the mantle already. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create kind of like a with white branches, an arch-like effect up here over the mirror and the mantle to give it a very wintry look because it is the North Pole, right? So I'll show you how I do that in 1 second, so just hold on. All right, so what I did was I created this piece that I'm going to use for on top of the mantle. So down on the bottom you see I made another piece that's going to sit right on top of the mantle, and then I did these two vertical pieces and then a horizontal piece across the top. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to use this to hang chicken wire on, and then on that chicken wire I'm going to be putting in lights and then the white branches, and it should kind of look like there's an archway of branches there. So next thing I have to do is get this up on top of the mantle. Okay, so I got the form up there so you can see, and I have it locked in, and I didn't screw it in. I used these clips from Home Depot, and it's holding the two pieces of wood together. And then what I did was I put the mirror back up there again, and then I brought the wire up behind the mirror for the lights. I have them turned off right now. And then I put the wreath up here, and I'm continuing the colors that are in this room, that pink and the lilacs and so on. And this is just a regular wreath. And what I did was I have these picks here. And I got them from the Dollar Tree a few years back, and I cannot find them again. They're really nice. They're very shiny, and they have a lot of like glitter on them and stuff like that. And I put them all around the wreath in two different layers, one on the outer and then one in the back, so it gave it a little bit more dimension. And then I put those flowers in. Okay, so I'm going to start putting the chicken wire on this form so that I can hang the branches on. Okay, so you see I put the chicken wire on the outside, and once I put the lights and the branches on there, it's going to almost disappear. Let me back up and you won't even see it. Watch. See, already you barely see it, so it will disappear, and then I'll be able to make an archway of branches there. Okay, so I'm going to intertwine white lights in this chicken wire, and I just went to Walmart and I was looking for white lights, the clear ones with the white wires, and of course they didn't have them. But I just wanted 100. I'm just going to put 100 in here because I just wanted a little bit of a light, and I'm having a really tough time finding twinkling lights. Everywhere I go, I'm not finding them, but I'll eventually find them. But this is not going to be twinkling. So I did find these. This was the light's too bright. It's 300 lights, which are two strands of 150 each for $8.32, which wasn't too bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that strand of 150 and I'm going to divide it into half and half, so 75 and 75. And I'm going to start up in the middle so that I have 75 on one side and then 75 on the other side, so I have an equal amount on both sides. And I'll show you, I'm going to start it and then I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so you see I started at this end with the plug, and then if there was a wire, part of the chicken wire that was available, I used that to lock in the lights. If not, I used the Floral wire, and I just zigzagged back and forth and, up through the whole thing. And with those white wires, once the branches are there, they'll kind of blend in and you won't even see them. So let me back up so you can see what that looks like so far. Okay, so there's the lights in there, and now I'm going to layer the branches on top of those. Okay, so I'm starting to put in the branches, and you can see I started here and I used some of the floral wire right there, and I ran that one up, and it had a little curve in it so it'll follow what I want. Then the next one, which was right here, I kind of put it so that it looks like it's a branch growing off of that branch. So there's two of them in there right now, and I'm going to continue doing that. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you have to pick through what you have. So here, see, I'm going to put this in here. Again, it's going to look like it's branching off. I'm going to use the floral wire. I'm going to grab some of the chicken wire, the branch, and the floral wire, and I'm going to twist it here, okay? So now I have it secure. I'm going to put another piece up there because I want to make sure, you know, that everything is nice and tight and secure. Okay, and I'm just going to continue that process. Like right now, I'm going to put another piece of floral wire up here just to hold this back. And I'm just going to continue that process, and then I'll show you that. Okay, so I finished the branches, and now I have to just embellish them with some crystals and stuff. Listen, I mean, this is a process. It's up and down the ladder about 1.5 billion times. I like the way it looks. You know, if you want to create it, it's really not difficult. It's just a little bit time consuming. So I'm just going to add a little bit more on there, and then a little bit more to that wreath, and then I'm going to tackle that mantle top. Okay, so in the center, what I did was I used a brick down here and I covered it with paper towels. And then I used 3 foam blocks up there and I put some garland. I stuck it in, you know, pieces this way, 2, 3, 4, and then one in the middle, 5. And then I did that at each end. Also, I wrapped up in here and I hid those clips that I have on each side. And then I just ran a piece of garland across the front of the mantle. Now I used the 3M hooks, but because sometimes the Christmas stuff gets a little bit heavy, I also used a brick back here. And what I do is I wrap the brick and then I put the wire around it, and then I pull the wire, you know, to different places in the garland to just help it a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm going to add lights to this and begin embellishing this. Next, I'm going to embed this in that garland across the front of the mantle. And you can see it has crystals on it, and it's very icy looking. So I'm using a lot of crystals in there because remember that theme of that room is Mrs. Claus's she shed. So, you know, we're doing a lot of glass and crystals as well as the pinks. So I'm going to embed this in. And we got this in Costco a couple of years ago, but I did see it this year. It's still there. So if you're interested in getting that, I don't remember the price of it though. I don't think it was cheap, but it is in Costco. All right, so I embedded those lights into the garland, and I've begun adding in some of the poinsettias. There's 3 different shades there. There's a, you know, the pale, really pale pink. It's almost white, and then a little bit deeper than that, and then the deeper pink. And like I said, these have a lot of crystals on them, the lights themselves. And then what I've begun doing is I'm hanging some crystals down along the bottom as well. Okay, and now I have to add in some picks in there and finish up so you can see what this looks like all done. All right, so let's take a look at what I did here. I have the lights in, and next what I did was I took some of the ornaments and I took different shades of the mauves and the pinks that I'm using. And for example, these two, I wired these two together and then put them in as well. And then here, you know, I have a single one. Here I did a group of 3. I took a piece of floral wire and I went through the 3 hooks on the top, and then I wired it in, and I tried to hide that place where the wire meets the top of the ball, you know, that like little gold or silver piece, so that you don't see that. And then I repeated that on this side as well. And then again, it's symmetrical on both sides. You know, for those of you know that follow me, rather symmetrical. I also then used these 2 angels right here. They're actually garden angels. but I thought they really looked nice on here because they gave some height to the mantle. And as well, you can see I added in some of the ficus leaves. Once again, all I did was I put Mod Podge on there, and then I added some glitter to give them like a twinkle and an icy look. And down on the bottom here, I have the crystals hanging. This was actually a crystal garland that I got in the dollar store, and then I just cut it into different lengths. But you just have to be careful where you cut it because you can have a mess. You have to cut it and tie it off right away. So, I made those a different length. And then down here, I have this great glass ornament here with a mauve colored um, snowflake inside it. All right, let me back up so you can take a look at the mantle and see how it looks like as a whole. Okay, so there it is from a distance. You can see it's nice and full, and the branches up on top give kind of a mystical look to the whole thing. And yeah, so that's it for the mantle in Mrs. Claus's she shed. And next thing up will be the tree, I believe. So I hope everybody enjoyed taking a look at this. And hold on. Oh, I forgot to put those candles on. I put the flameless candles on, but you really you can't even see them from here in the video anyway. Okay, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Like always, thank you for stopping by, and thanks if you drop me a comment. I always appreciate that. And look for me on Facebook at Designs by Joe. I'll try to put that in the description box below, and you can keep in touch with me that way. And I hope everybody's doing well, and I'll be seeing you really, really soon. So take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.